Hello, and welcome to gusmcdollgames Strategy and Tactics, and thank you to our subscribers. In this series, we use German missions from the game Firefight to illustrate World War II German tactics at the company level and below. In this campaign, we are playing through Operation Barbarossa as the Germans, with 9 battles over the course of June and July 1941. In this episode, the beginning at Babinovichi Farmsteads, at last our long-awaited orders have come through to begin the attack. Punch through the farmsteads to secure our next staging area. The countryside around Babinovichi consists of a multitude of small farmsteads linked by paths running through the woods. It may appear benign, but it's a crucial area to launch our operations from. In each battle, we conduct basic mission analysis, develop and analyse possible courses of action, then decide and execute the plan in real time, followed by lessons learned. Please remember to like the video, comment and subscribe for more great strategy and tactics content. And if you want to show your support with a donation, the links are in the description.
Achtung!
This is a map of the battle space, overlain with terrain features in red. If you're interested, these maps are available in the game folder. The countryside around Babinovichi consists of a multitude of small farmsteads linked by paths running through the woods. Each of the wooded ridgelines divide the area into distinct battle zones, which I have marked in white. The wooded ridgelines block observation from one side of the ridge to the other. Any movement across the open ground can be observed and fired upon from the nearby hills. Bear Hill and North Hill overlook the northwestern sector. North Hill overlooks the northeastern sector. West Hill and East Hill overlook the central sector. And South Hill overlooks the south and southeastern sector. The reverse slopes of the hills provide cover to forces on both sides. The woods provide concealment, and the isolated farmhouses provide both cover and concealment. The small river in the low ground in the centre of the area is an obstacle to mounted and possibly dismounted movement. 3 bridges cross the river: W Bridge, C Bridge and E Bridge. The wooded areas also constrain vehicle movement, favouring movement along the roads or across open fields. Key terrain includes each of the bridges across the river, and each of the hills overlooking the bridges and open ground. Once again, the woods and the river shape the likely axes of advance. One axis from the southwest leads to W Bridge and C Bridge, and from there to West Hill and Bear Hill. The other axis from the southeast leads past South Hill to E Bridge, East Hill and North Hill. Reconnaissance tells me to expect a Russian infantry platoon consisting of 3 infantry squads with machine gun and mortar detachments. It is likely they are reinforced with anti-tank guns and possibly light tanks. The Soviets might mount a rear defence, targeting the bridges and areas where the roads exit the forest or cross the river, marked here with dotted circles. Each of these areas would be covered by fire from nearby hills. Tanks on West Hill could cover W Bridge and C Bridge and the open ground between. Tanks on East Hill could cover C Bridge and E Bridge and the open ground between. Soviet infantry could wait in concealed positions in the forest to attack infantry moving across the fields and deny penetration of the defensive position. And anti-tank guns or machine guns on Bear Hill and North Hill could cover the northern sectors, targeting tanks moving along the roads or infantry emerging from the woods. This approach could make good use of terrain, and the fight could focus on the central and northern sectors. Or the Soviets might mount a forward defence, preempting and disrupting any German attack. Soviet positions could target each of the crossroads the Germans could use to deploy, again marked with dotted circles. Tanks could take position on the high ground to use their guns against panzers and their machine guns against infantry. A heavy machine gun in the centre could cover the open ground. Soviet infantry could wait in concealed positions in the forest to attack infantry moving across the fields and deny penetration of the defensive position. And an anti-tank gun on East Hill could cover the points the Germans could break out to the rear and cross C Bridge or E Bridge. This approach could make good use of surprise, and the fight could focus on the southern and central sectors. Under my command is the German Panzergrenadier Company. The tank platoon consists of a pair of light Panzer 35 and 38T Ausführung C, 2 pairs of Panzer III, and a pair of Sturmgeschütz III assault guns. The infantry platoon consists of 4 infantry sections supported by an anti-tank rifle and a medium mortar. I also have on-call artillery, high explosive and smoke. One option for the Germans is to conduct a frontal attack along a broad front, on the simplest and most direct access to the objective. The main infantry attack would start from a concealed position in the woods to the southwest, use smoke to screen the initial movement across open ground, and then seize the woods near Seabridge. Panzers would support this attack by fire from the woods south of South Hill. The infantry would then use the concealed approach in the wooded low ground between West Hill and East Hill to break into the next line of defence. Panzers would support this attack by fire from the area around East Hill. From there, the infantry would seize the Babinovichi Farmsteads. The infantry are the main effort and the panzers the supporting effort. This is an attritional approach that would seek to engage and destroy all Soviet troops in the area, but it would also risk heavy German casualties. Another option is for the Germans to conduct a right flanking attack on a narrow front. The infantry would lead, but only to clear the forests of Soviet troops in advance of the panzers. Each squad would act independently, unless they are concentrated on a particular target. Artillery and mortars would suppress or destroy any strongpoints. The panzers would then follow and support, moving along the road past South Hill, crossing E Bridge, taking East Hill, and then moving to a forming up point across from North Hill. From there, the panzers would seize the Babinovichi Farmsteads. The panzers are the main effort, and the infantry the supporting effort. This is a positional approach that would seek to bypass Soviet troops and seize terrain objectives. It will minimise casualties, but may take longer. The squad in the firefight. General principles. When a squad is operating under hostile fire, the breadth and depth of its deployed formation often render control of the entire squad by one person very difficult. Therefore, the riflemen assist in the firefight of the squad by conducting their fire independently unless the squad leader concentrates the fire of his riflemen upon one target. This is the battle space, the Babinovichi Farmsteads, with the objective in the north. Let's review our forces using the information panel on the bottom right of the screen. This shows soldier statistics and vehicle controls. Unit 1 is a Panzer 35T. It is equipped with a 3.7cm Kampfwagenkanon 34 L40 gun and two MG37T machine guns. The Ts indicate Czech manufacture. It is commanded by Unteroffizier Meyer. Unit 2 is a Panzer 38T Ausführung C. It is equipped with a 3.7cm Kampfwagenkanon 38 L47.8 gun and two MG37T machine guns. It is commanded by Oberleutnant Böhm. Unit 3 is a Panzer III Ausführung G. It is equipped with a 5cm Kampfwagenkanon 38 L42 gun and MG34 machine guns. It is commanded by Oberleutnant Schubert. Unit 4 is a Panzer III Ausführung E. It is equipped with a 3.7cm Kampfwagenkanon 36 L45 gun and MG34 machine guns. It is commanded by Lieutenant Schwarz. Unit 5 is a Sturmgeschütz III Ausführung C. It is equipped with a 7.5cm Kampfwagenkanon 37 L24 gun and no machine gun. It is commanded by Lieutenant Schmidt. Unit 6 is a Sturmgeschütz III Ausführung D. It is equipped with a 7.5cm Kampfwagenkanon 37 L24 gun and no machine gun. It is commanded by Unteroffizier Schutz. His nickname is, of course, Sturmgeschütz. Unit 7 is an infantry squad. It is equipped with an MP40 submachine gun, Karabiner 98K rifles, Steel Handgranate, and an MG34 machine gun. It is commanded by Lieutenant Walter. Unit 8 is also an infantry squad. It has the same loadout. It is commanded by Unteroffizier Henning. Unit 9 is also an infantry squad. It has the same loadout. It is commanded by Unteroffizier Frank. Unit 10 is also an infantry squad. It has the same loadout. It is commanded by Lieutenant Stefan. Unit 11 is a medium mortar team. It is equipped with an 8 cm Granatwerfer 34 medium mortar and 60 rounds. It is commanded by Grenadier Brewer. Now, let's position the troops for battle. Remember, we are attacking on the right flank. We will place the panzers on the road. And the infantry in the woods. As discussed in the last battle, the infantry advance in Schützenkette or squad column formation. With the mortar close by. Finally, we have artillery, 20 rounds of HE and 14 rounds of smoke. And so we begin. Lieutenant Walter's squad leads off. The German infantry will clear the woods ahead of the panzers. This will allow the panzers to move freely along the roads. Schmidt's Sturmgeschütz takes position at the end of the road.
Panzer gesichtet!
Achtung, Panzer! Walter's squad has detected a Soviet BT-7 light tank.
Bleibt beieinander, Jungs.
Schmidt orders his crew to fire,
Feuer frei!
but the tank is not in his sights just yet. The assault gun moves forward.
Feuer frei!
Sprenggranate laden.
He orders his loader Schmidt to load a Sprenggranaten or HE round.
Panzergranate laden. Geladen. Feuer.
Haltet die Augen offen.
Auf den Weg. Panzergranate laden.
Schmidt knocks out the BT-7's engine, but the turret is intact.
Geladen. Feuer. Auf den Weg. Sprenggranate
Schmidt
laden.
destroys the BT-7 with an APC-BC shell through the superstructure upper right.
Feuer einstellen!
Geladen.
The BT-7 burns. Autocannon fire from up the road. The BT-7 cooks off.
Geht in Deckung!
Henning's squad moves into the woods. A Soviet T-60 tank.
Unter! In Deckung!
Feuer! Auf den Weg! Geladen!
Feuer frei!
It is firing AP shells from a 20mm cannon. The round from the Sturmgeschütz bounces off the T-60.
Brenngranate laden! Geladen!
Soviet infantry in the woods. Walther deploys his squad into Schützenreihe, or skirmish line formation, facing west. Henning also deploys facing northwest.
Panzergranate!
Incoming mortar shells.
Geladen! Feuer! Auf den Weg! Panzergranate laden!
2 in quick succession, indicating 2 separate mortars,
Laden! Feuer! Auf den Weg! Panzergranate laden!
both from the north. The Sturmgeschütz gets a flanking shot and destroys the T-60 engine, immobilizing the Soviet tank. A second shell destroys the T-60 by APCBC shell through the hull lower left. Schmidt's Sturmgeschütz moves up to E-Bridge. More incoming mortars.
Was verwischt! Verseher unter Beschuss! Bewegung!
Auf den Weg!
Bewegung!
Walther and Henning order their squads to hurry up. The mortar rounds are falling close to the infantry.
Brenngranate laden! Geladen! Feuer! Auf den Weg! Brenngranate laden! Geladen! Feuer! Auf den Weg! Brenngranate laden!
Was erwischt!
Geladen! Feuer! Auf den Weg! Brenngranate!
Verseher unter Beschuss!
The second Sturmgeschütz moves up.
Geladen! Feuer!
Verseher unter Beschuss!
Brenngranate
Both
laden!
Soviet mortars are in fire for effect.
Geladen! Feuer! Auf den Weg! Brenngranate laden!
Was verwischt!
But falling behind the German infantry.
Brenngranate laden! Geladen! Feuer! Auf den Weg!
Schmidt and Schütz move their vehicles across E-Bridge.
Was verwischt! Weg!
Brenngranate!
Sani!
Grenadier Schmidt in Henning's squad is severely wounded by shrapnel in the chest.
Brenngranate laden!
Verdammt!
The Soviet mortars have adjusted.
Geladen!
Someone is observing their fire. Obergrenadier Thomas is killed by a mortar shell blast in the chest.
Brenngranate laden!
Time to close the Soviets in the woods. The 2 infantry squads and 2 Sturmgeschütz have the Soviets in a crossfire.
Feuer! Brenngranate laden!
Zwei Evaluation!
Geladen! Feuer!
Granate!
Brenngranate laden! Geladen! Feuer! Brenngranate!
Mayer and Böhm's panzers push up to E-Bridge and prepare to cross.
Geladen! Feuer! Feuer! Brenngranate! Brenngranate! Geladen! Feuer!
Das war knapp!
Feuer! Brenngranate laden!
Zwei Evaluation!
Brenngranate laden!
Seher unter Beschuss! Geht in Deckung! Da!
The firefight in the woods continues.
Einen erledigt!
The German mortar opens a fire mission.
Feuereinsatz. Kommen. Feuereinsatz.
Sieger unter Beschuss! Bin getroffen, Huste!
Reinforcements have arrived in the form of 2 Panzer III Ausführung G. This is a good time to pause the battle and come back to the action in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and donate, and stay tuned for the next episode.